From the other side of the Footlights, here is WHRO FM critic M.D. Ridge.
Virginia Opera's production of Richard Strauss's Salome, which opened January 30th at the Harrison Opera House, is a steep but riveting descent into madness, concentrated in Salome herself, a taxing role brilliantly sung by soprano Kelly Kay Hogan with superb musicality, striking power, and riveting acting. One must ignore, however, director Stephen Lawless's attempt to make her a coltish innocent. Hogan's Salome was well aware of her deadly effect on men, not least her lustful stepfather Herod. She used it to advantage, a skill learned from the cold and calculating example of her mother Herodias. John the Baptist, powerfully sung by Michael Cioldi, was the prisoner of the Tetrarch Herod, kept hooded and chained in a dark, rusty tank from which his powerful voice continued to rail at the sinful Herodias. Naraboth, the captain of the guard, is in love with Salome. She convinces him to let Yochanan out of his prison against Herod's express command. Samuel Levine sang Naraboth with passion and hopeless longing. Having done what she asked, he slashes his wrists and dies. Mezzo Courtney Miller was the efficient page who loved him and huddled in grief over his dying body. Salome found the prophet terrible but fascinating, as he tried vainly to have her confess her sins and seek Jesus in a moving aria. When the guards shut him back in his cistern, Salome climbed the rails on either side of the door and mimed orgasm splayed against his prison. It's an astonishing scene that graphically conveyed the depths of Salome's perversity. Meanwhile, Herod, masterfully sung and crisply acted by Ellen Woodrow, has been entertaining 5 Jews, Jeffrey Halili, Ben Worley, Cullen Gandy, Martin Bakari, and Darren Kenneth Stokes, and 2 Nazarenes, followers of Christ, sung by Matthew Scullin and Michael Kuhn. Herod was amused by their arguments and clashes over dogma. Hearing Yochanan's exhortations, the Nazarene proclaimed, "The Messiah is here." Halili, as the first Jew, exploded in a hissy fit. "No, he's not." It was a rare tension reliever in a work of nearly unbearable tension. Herod induced Salome to dance for him in a twist on the famous dance of the 7 Veils. 7 dancers in spangly gold burqas flit among the arches. Herod stripped their veils off one by one until at last only Salome remained unveiled and in her shift. With an eerie calm, she asked for the head of Yochanan. Herod recoiled, afraid of what might happen, but he has promised her in front of witnesses. The solemn butler stripped off his coat to become the swordsman executioner. Blood-stained, he returned to the stage carrying a silver tray with a domed lid. Salome ran the gamut of triumphal revenge, warped perversity, and horrifying passion as she sang again and again of how she will kiss the prophet's lips, and when she finally lifted the silver lid from the tray and cradled the prophet's severed head to her breast, the music soared in crazed beauty. Hogan's performance was truly extraordinary. Catherine Geldner as Herodias didn't have much to do except look cold and beautiful. Her permed gold hair and beautiful gown made her look rather like the Countess in The Sound of Music. Ingeborg Bernert's costume had no internal coherence of time or place. Desert camouflage for the soldier guards, okay, but Herod's elegant white suit would have suited King Farouk. Round metal-framed eyeglasses for Yochanan did nothing for the character. Salome's ridiculously unflattering gown, upscale but very 50s high school prom, was an unfortunate hindrance. Stripped of it, Hogan became a towering force of nature, destroying all in her path. The set designed by Benoit Dugardin was a challenge. Apparently intended as a ruined contemporary Mideastern palace, all the perspectives were intentionally off. That worked, but the precipitously raked stage didn't. It's hard to concentrate on the performance when you're wondering who's going to turn an ankle and tumble into the orchestra pit, and Matthew Ferraro's choreography suffered as a result. Mark McCullough's lighting design, however, worked beautifully throughout. Conductor Ari Pelto wrung every ounce of musical expression out of a mixed group of players, many from Virginia Symphony. Strauss's intricate, powerful music was sung so dazzlingly with such a stellar cast, no one could resist. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.